Hi everyone, this is Elena Kraus and welcome to another card video. In this video, I'm showing you some fall dimension card using the new Hero Arts by Paw-ty stamp set that comes with coordinating dies. So let's get started. So here's the stamp set. I'll be using the puppy. The doggy is standing on the back feet and the balloon. I've already pre-die cut those from masking tape, and as well I'm using the Hero Arts Infinity dies to create a circle mask that we're gonna mask around the dog. So let's get started. I'm starting with a panel of white cardstock, that white cardstock from Hero Arts, and I'm using the Intens-ified black ink, which is alcohol friendly ink. It's very nice and intense black. So I'm gonna use again masking technique here to stamp the dog and the balloon. So I'm stamping with the dog and I'm stamping it in the middle of my panel. I'm using the black ink. So I'll stamp that there and I'll go one more time to have nice black coverage. Then I'm positioning the balloon where I want to be. So this is a simple masking technique. Then with the circle mask, we're gonna add even more dimension to make that 2D kind of look more like 3D and have more impact. So I masked the dog and I'm stamping the balloon. So I'm removing the mask a little bit to see how it's positioned. So it's good. I'm stamping the balloon one more time. So now I'm using the negative of the mask to position again the mask on top of the dog. We're gonna mask both the dog and the balloon. So I want to be because we're gonna do some ink blending around. So I wanted that white border that you usually get when you die cut the image to be even on all sides. So using that mask, I secured it with the magnets and I'm applying the positive of the mask, the actual mask on top. And I'll do the same on for the balloon. So I'm positioning that negative, making sure that I have even spaces all around the balloon. And I'll use that as that slot as a guide where to position the balloon image mask. So there we have that. So now that we have masked that, we're gonna position the circle where I want to be. So we're gonna ink blend inside the circle. So secure that circle as a guide using the magnet, and then I'm removing the mask from the negative from that circle. I'm removing the backing paper and positioning on top of the image, and then remove the circle that I had in the middle. So let's get started. Now we can ink blend, and I'm using the bright Spring Brights Ombré ink and Picket Fence Life Changing blending brushes. So those like the medium, the little ones, they're perfect for the Hero Arts Ombre inks. So I'm starting from the darkest color on the bottom and I'll be moving to the lightest, and I'm using the same brush because the colors are pretty much the same family of colors. We have pink, kind of coral and orange. So in between colors, I'm just wiping off my brush onto microfiber cloth to remove the ink, and that way I don't have contamination between the ink colors. That cloth removes the ink pretty nicely from my brush. So you can see here from the yellow orange, it's nice color. I didn't get any pink or coral on it. So I'm going back and I'm doing a little bit more blending to have nice and smooth coverage transition between the colors. Now that we're done, we can remove all the masks. So you can see that black and white image. Before I move on to coloring the image, I will, since I have already my MISTI set up, I'll stamp the sentiment from the same stamp set. And again, I'm using black ink. I'm using the Intens-ified black ink by Hero Arts to stamp that sentiment. I'm going again twice. So next I'm using some alcohol markers to color the dog. I'm not doing any rocket science coloring. I'm just doing simple blending with 3 to 4 colors for each element. And I'm coloring the dog brown, and then I'll do the balloon pink and the head pink and orange to kind of match with the ink blending, the colors that we ink blend in that circle. So I kind of sped up the process here, so you're not watching coloring me for 15 minutes. So I'm using here the lightest color of that brown, a family of colors, to kind of bring everything together, all those colors together. And next I'm just coloring the balloon in pink. I'm just going from darkest to the lightest color and kind of blending the layers in between. I have another piece of cardstock underneath, or more than one, in case I have some ink bleeding. So I'm using here glass mat, so that glass mat doesn't absorbs the ink but pushes it back to the cardstock. So when I have paper underneath, that extra ink will be absorbed by the paper instead of being pushed to my image and making it more blurry. So I'm trimming it now down to 4 and 5 1/4, and I'm using some tape and glue to adhere it to a top folding card base with fun foam. So here's the finished card. You can see we have basically 2 layers, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. As well, don't forget to visit my blog, link in description, for more inspiration and more ideas. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye!